Hey everybody, today in this video I want to talk a little bit about the Eastern and Western mode in which people choose to live their lives and or at least try to live their lives in. Now we have to understand that trying to use one or the other in order to be happy will only always lead to problems, and we need some way to implement this both modes in our life in order to be actually happy. Because for example, if we take the Eastern modern of the Eastern spiritual model of living, we only have to be grateful, for example, like Tibetan Buddhist monks say, in order to be happy, or we only have to be freed from our preconceived notions of whatever we thought we were or whatever that we think the world is, which is the Zen basically way of thinking, the Zen school of thought, or we have to just feel the energy, as the Hindus say. Now these are of course pretty summarized versions of the Eastern school of thoughts, but basically that's what people end up doing, and that's why they fail into being happy, because that's the goal in everybody's life, is to be happy. Now on the other side we have the Western thought, which focuses mainly on survival, mainly on the ego, on how to get more stuff, how to have more for me and stuff like that, which basically ends up in being always unfulfilled and breaking down and having mental breakdowns and depression and stuff like that. Now, of course, we cannot be happy if we don't have the basic a basic level of Western requirements. For example, um, we cannot find happiness, we cannot seek happiness if we are in a state of constant pain, or if we are unhealthy. We need a certain level of wellness in order to be able to go on and seek happiness in our life. And the key to happiness in life, of course, is balance. We need to balance the Eastern and the Western modes in our everyday life. So, for example, we need the Western to be in the Western mode. You know, being in the Western mode, I mean that you need to be thinking, you need to analyze stuff, you need to be in a constant concentration of doing stuff and thriving. So that helps us a lot in life, because that has created science and that has created a lot of development in our lives. But in order for our minds not to break down, we need also the Eastern spiritual lifestyle. We need to include this lifestyle in our everydays, because this is what this is the lubricate we need, the lubrication we need for our minds to keep on working and keep on creating science and stuff like that, and not and avoid breaking down. So that's a way to that's why the Eastern approach in life is also important, and we have to also include it. Now, what I also want to say is that the second reason that the spiritual model is important, because when we are constantly living in the Western mode of life, life basically passes by. Life passes by, and we don't even notice it. We need to use also the Eastern way of thought, because that helps us be more in the moment, that helps us enjoy and slow down a little bit the rhythm of life. The most important thing to understand is that we have to learn to alternate from the Western mode to the Eastern mode whenever it is more functional. For example, when you're working, you need to be more in the Western mode, or when you want to relax, you want to be more in the Eastern mode. So learning to balance these two out and learning to alternate these two modes in a more functional way is the key to happiness. That's what I believe, that's what I have found through my experience. So that was all. What I talked about today is a mindset I'm trying to cultivate in the last months, and it has been helping me a lot to clear a lot of stuff and stay more balanced. If you need some, if you're interested in books and where I get these ideas and how I implement them in my daily living, you can feel free to ask me questions below. And until next time, keep on training.